The following podcast is rated D for dumb. You're listening to Dumbing It Down with Dave, the fastest podcast on earth. Listen to Dave commute to and from work on the New York State Thruway in his 2008 Kia Rio LX. He talks about pragmatism, truth, happiness, and the search for it all. Join Dave as he asks and tells you how life ought to be. And now, here's Dave.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 91 of Dumbing It Down with Dave. Are you ready to dumb it down? Oh, that's fantastic. I can't believe you have such energy at 4:44. That's such a Brooklyn time for me. 4:44 in the morning, July 1st. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dumbing It Down. Hello, dum-dums. Welcome to the Dumbcast. It is another CODACAST and a CarCast in a Dumbcast in a podcast. Still doing the 4-for-1 deal this week. 4:44 in the morning, July 1st. I'm sitting in my car, and I think I'm going to title this episode in advance. Well, yeah, I mean, it's in advance right now, but when you listen to it, you know, it doesn't matter. I don't know why I harp on these things. I'm going to call this episode 91, CODA, C-O-D-A. CODA is French for no sleep. No sleep. Even though you're tired, no sleep. That's what CODA is French for. Everybody, not everybody is still awake, but what a hangout tonight. What a hangout tonight and this morning. It's a shame that the Marriott Hotel doesn't serve a continental breakfast. So, last night of CODA-HAVEN 2018. Hello, dum-dums. By the way, at the top of the intro, you heard there was Alex Exum. Alex Exum, the voice from the Exum Experience, a podcast that you could find on Spreaker and on iTunes. And you can go to alexexum.com, A-L-E-X and E-X-U-M.com, and you can tweet Alex at Alex Exum, I think it is. But it doesn't matter. Anyway, the Exum Experience, great show. So, last day, Saturday into Sunday, and now it's Sunday morning. People are still hanging out in the lobby. Mostly the youngins are hanging out. Some of the oldens hung out as much as they could, but it's pretty much a tradition, you know. The younger CODA gets, the more the hangout is. And, it was quite a last couple of hours, quite a last day, and quite a last night. So, in episode 90, I really try to be a little bit more in-depth. 89, I kind of fiddle-faddled around. Episode 90, CODA-HAVEN 2018, a little bit more of an in-depth look. And now episode 91, CODA, French for staying awake, or French for no sleep, or can't sleep. Maybe CODA is French for can't sleep. Because this is it, folks. You know, it's the big once a year. It's a big family reunion. Last year, CODA-CAN 2017, we had 300 people. This year, CODA-HAVEN 2018, 350 people. So it was good to see 349 of some of my closest friends and family. And it really is hard to say goodbye. Do I have to go home today? No, I don't have to go home today. I could stick around another day. I could book another room. I could stick around. I do have to go back to work on Tuesday. So in case you're listening to this in 2019, 2020, or even next week, it doesn't matter. But today is, right now, Sunday morning. If I go, I only live 3 hours away, so I'll be home Sunday afternoon, spend some time with my wife, and then Monday I get to decompress, which is what I did last year. But then I had Tuesday also last year to fall behind on. But this year I don't have Tuesday. I only have Monday, then Tuesday back to work, and I'm not going to take an extra day. And I do feel like it's okay for me to leave. Staying an extra day would probably be overstaying my welcome. So as this is a CODACast, and I expect a lot of CODAs to be listening, at least I hope that CODAs are listening, and I hope that CODAs will share this podcast by clicking the share button and sharing it with other friends and family, even though they might not be CODAs. But it is a good way, if you were at the business meeting today, and if you are at all a a supportive CODA, a good CODA, would share this podcast. Even though your friends and family might be totally uninterested, just put it up there. Put it on Facebook. Put it up there in Google+. Put it up there on Twitter. And let people decide for themselves. But if 349 people, well, a lot of the oldens are not, a lot of the elders are not on Facebook. But let's just say, for instance, 349, so we'll make it easy, 350 people, all had 200 friends on Facebook. That would be 7,000 people. If I can just get 5 listeners out of 7,000, that would be fantastic. 5 new listeners. So please, 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 please. I won't beg of you, but I implore. And I know that you're great CODAs, and you love being a CODA, and you want to help the CODA organization. And my show's popularity just being a small little byproduct of the CODA expansion and the CODA support. Just a couple more listeners would be fine. But please do that, especially if you enjoy the show. There should be no thought about it. If you don't enjoy my show, if you say, wow, this is really a big waste of time, which I know it is. I know it's, and listen, I'm doing the podcast. I'm doing the Dumbcast. I'm doing the CODACast. I'm doing the CarCast. I know it's a waste of time. But hey, you're on a train, you're on a plane, you're at the gym, you're still in your room, you're crying, you're laughing, you're sleeping, you just woke up, whatever you're doing, maybe you fell asleep with the podcast in your ears. So, sweet dreams. Enjoy, support the podcast. I really appreciate it. Support the Dumbcast, support the CODACast. So it doesn't matter where you are. You're listening, and I really appreciate you listening. So let me give you a little bit more of an in-depth look at the next to last day of CODA-HAVEN. Same as last year. It was sad. But this year, so I did a couple of breakouts today. Did I facilitate? No, I did not facilitate any breakouts today. Yesterday were the 2 breakouts that I facilitated, and tomorrow will be the 3rd one, which will be network and aftercare. But this show isn't about my facilitating, breakouts. But I will say it was interesting to do the men's only, and then it was interesting to do the CODA parents, CODAs as parents. That was really great. It's funny, facilitators get so nervous. So this is for the CODAs out there. Facilitators, especially first-time facilitators, they get so nervous. I hope I do it right. I hope people really get a lot out of it. And I hope something is said that's profound. You almost want people to cry a lot, or you want them to laugh a lot, and you want it to be meaningful. But I really believe now that I've done a couple, and based on my experience from last year, of course, all the breakouts that I didn't facilitate, breakouts just have a way of becoming something on their own. They just sort of manifest themselves into something, and it's almost unavoidable because of the energy that we all bring as a CODA to the breakouts, as we walk around in the hotel, as we live a life, and we save everything up for a year. And then, of course, this year we had 96. So that means out of 350, 96. So if it was 4 more, it would be 100. So 250, 200 and, 254 returning CODAs. And then 96, I hope I did the math right, 96 brand new CODAs. Yeah, so that's really amazing. That's more than a third were brand new. Last year it was 75 out of 300. So it was a fourth. Yeah, we're doing math. We're doing CODA math. So last year, 75 out of 300, so it was a fourth. 4 times 75 is 300. So this year, it was a third. So I don't know if it's good because we had 350. But maybe one day, next year will be France. I don't think there'll be 400 CODAs. But, imagine if we had a CODA International that was located in the United States next year. And maybe in 2 years, maybe it'll be San Diego, and maybe we'll have 400. I doubt it. I don't know if anybody wants to handle a 400-person CODA. But, imagine if we have 400 people, so a half would be 200 newbies. That's a tall order. All right, that's probably not going to happen. But we can go from a third. It was more than a third. So let's say we do a third is 2/6. So it'll be 2.5. I don't know. So I don't know why I'm doing math. But yeah, it'd be great to have new ones. Okay, so what did I do today? Today I went to breakouts. What were the breakouts I went to? Now I have to try to remember. Well, the last one of the day was Region 1. So that's the region that I'm in, folks. CODA is broken up into 7, I think, different regions. It's going to change in the future. They're merging certain regions, I guess. I wasn't really paying attention, but I know there's going to be a change. Region 1 had 51 people show up. Last year, I think there were like 10 or 12. This year, 51 people sat in a room, some on the floor. We ran out of chairs. We stole chairs from another region, and boy, they were not happy about that. They were biting, they bit our hands. They're like, get out of here. We got our own region. But there was no way they were going to have a big turnout because we are in Region 1. So, of course, we would have the largest turnout. So, 51 high energy, excited people were in a room and we discussed Region 1 situations. And there's going to be a retreat real soon in a couple of months, which is great for Region 1. Region 1 is not known for its retreats. The southeastern states, the western states, those are the ones that are really known. And Michigan, not Michigan, yeah, the Midwestern, all the other regions for the most part that are in the United States. I don't know about the international ones too. No, not the international ones. The ones that are not in the United States, the one across, around the world. There's all these other little retreats that they do, get-togethers and all that other stuff. So, yeah, we all have to learn to get in the habit of not saying international, because they're all international. It's just some of the internationals are in the States and some are not. Some are in other countries. So there you go. That was a big topic of discussion in the Region 1 breakout. Let me see if I can remember what else did I do today. Oh, I did Fabulous 50s. I did just like I did last year, although the turnout for Fabulous 50s was a lot smaller this year. It was still very good, talking about being a coder in their 50s. And I don't remember if there's anything that was really so stunning to talk about. Oh, yeah, we talked about health and stuff like that. We talked about, I think we ended up talking about taking care of our parents again. That's a big deal in your 50s because your parents will be 65 and older if you're in your 50s, right? If you're 50 and your parents had you young, they might be 65 or 70. So that's a very big thread, very big topic of concern is CODA's taking care of the aging parents. So the Fabulous 50s, I think that came up a lot. Our own health came up a lot. But the big one for the day, the big breakout for me today, the most emotional one maybe, and definitely the one that I think I enjoyed the most, was CODAs who work in non-deaf related industries, non-deaf related jobs. I think it was non-deaf professions. I think that was NDP. Hashtag NDP, non-deaf professions. And I think once upon a time they used to say, not in the family business. But anyway, we really, it was great. There was, how many were there? Like 7 or 8 of us. I posted a picture on Facebook. If you can't see, or you can't see it because it's private, so it's in the CODA-HAVEN 2018 group. So I'm not going to repost that. I'm not going to share that unless I get permission from everybody. But it was really interesting to talk about being a CODA who doesn't sign. Well, some of us signed. I don't really tell anybody I'm a signer because I'm not. I just make up signs. It's like talking to an Indian. If you're talking to me, if I'm talking to you, I'm like one of those Indians. I go, go, here, now, do, and I make signs up. And I'm just not that good at it. But, as a truck driver, I'm not in the deaf profession. So there was other people there of all different professions that had nothing to do with working with the deaf. And it was great because we all shared something about our being intimidated or, from these CODA gatherings because it's really, really largely interpreters. This whole thing was built on the interpreter network. So when you come to a CODA and you're not an interpreter, it's a little intimidating because everybody's signing away, and they're talking. They know each other from work because they all work together. Whether it's at Sorensen, which is the TV, the TV video relay, I guess you would call it, or they're just interpreters and they work together. They train together. it could be a little intimidating. One, because they sign so wonderfully and you don't, and people just assume that you sign. And I go, wait a minute, I gotta say, whoa, sorry, I don't sign, please, just talk. And it's not comfortable, I think, for the interpreters. They don't enjoy not signing. They don't enjoy talking. They really are into that. It's a very interesting aspect of their existence, is the signing and the talking at the same time. Even though they're not deaf, but they do it. So, and that's fine. I have no problems with that. It's just a little intimidating. And then they have their social cliques, so that makes you feel a little bit left out. And that was a common thread today, was feeling left out. And it's weird because we're all CODA. But, it just goes to show you, because people talk a lot about racism. And we're not going to talk about racism today. This show isn't about that. But it's just interesting, like, for instance, I'll say, so simple racism. Whites, against the blacks. That's something I've known ever since I was a little boy growing up in Brooklyn. Whites against the blacks. Okay, all right. So, but then I'll talk to a black friend of mine, and I still feel weird about saying that. A black friend of mine. So weird to say that. But, black people can say, oh, I have a white friend named Dave. Whatever. So, should I say a non-white friend? No, I don't think that makes sense. So, I've had black friends that didn't like people from Haiti. Or they didn't like Jamaicans, or black people from England, have an English accent, so they're a little uppity. It's so ridiculous. I've heard these things, and none of it makes any sense. Racism doesn't make any sense, and to have internal, whatever you want to call it, micro racism or macro racism. I'm not sure what the terminology is, but if you're a black person and you don't like Haitians, you don't like Jamaicans, or maybe you don't like Puerto Ricans or whatever, it's just ridiculous. We're all CODA. We're all CODA. But there is, a little bit of a division. It's fine. It's just cliques. I think it's humans just thinking too much about it. It's probably that. They're thinking too much. I think too much. Like, oh, look at all those people, standing over there. They all are smiling. They're laughing. They're talking. They're signing to each other, and they're in a group. They're all standing in a circle, and I don't belong in that circle. I won't understand a word they say in that circle. And if I go into that circle, let's say I had one friend that was an interpreter, and he said, hey, come over here. We're having a conversation. Well, they're going to be signing. So what are they going to do when I get there? They're going to stop signing. They're going to start talking. They're going to hate it. They're going to be uncomfortable. They'd rather sign and than talk. And then some of them sign and talk at the same time. Me, I just talk. And so we had a little group today. I forgot how many people were in there. Like 8, 9, 10 people. And it was a really great share. It was a great conversation. It was a great share. And I really appreciated the other people. I really appreciated the support. And I gave support. I got support. And it's just sharing. It's all you do. For people who are CODAs that haven't been to a CODA event, it's a lot of sharing. And you will laugh a lot. You will cry a lot. And you will share and you will hug a lot. And I've said that before in other CODAcasts. So I'm repeating myself. But I never know which CODAcast a CODA is going to listen to first. One's if they listen to episode 89 first, or episode 90 first, and now episode 91. I don't know which one they're going to listen to first. So I'm going to keep on beating the dead horse. I'm going to keep on saying it over and over again. It's a lot of hugging and sharing and laughing and crying and all that other stuff. So, you know what? Let me see. What time is it? All right, 18:47. Here's what we're going to do. We're 19 minutes into the show. I'm going to take a quick breather. I don't think this is going to be that long of a show, but I've said that before. Let's take a breather, right? We'll take 3 deep breaths. For those of you who haven't heard the show before, I don't have a commercial sponsor. So, to break up the monotony of me talking on and on and on, even though I know you all love my voice, you love listening to Brooklynese, it makes you feel good about yourself that you don't sound like this. So let's take 3 deep breaths, each breath being deeper than the one before, and try to hold it a little bit, every time you get to the top of the inhale. And when you get to the third one, really, really inhale, really, really hold it, and make it hurt. Ready? We're just going to do it real quickly. Here we go. Breath number 1, go. All right, good. How'd that go for you? Good? All right, here we go. Second one, go. All right. Oh, I burped a little. Did you hear that? Anyway, Third one, really hold it. I didn't hold the second one that much. I forgot. While I was breathing, I forgot to hold it. Third one, real deep breath. Hold it, make it hurt, and then release. Ready? Go. All right, that didn't hurt. That didn't hurt my rib cage as much as it has in the past. But I did inhale as much as I could. I held it, and then I released it. How was that for you? Good? All right, there you go. 3 deep breaths. Each one successively deeper than the one before. Hey, thanks for taking that breather with me. I really greatly appreciate it. That breather break, that breather was brought to you by air. Anywhere you are in the world, if there's air, and it's clean, and it's free, enjoy it. Yeah, it's for you. Yeah, that's what it's on this planet for. It's free air, so you should you live to breathe. You breathe to live. Thank you, folks. I appreciate you indulging me on that. All right, so what's left here? We got a couple of minutes before we have a half hour into the show. Do I have anything to add, really? How do I feel? One of the questions they ask a lot at CODA is, how are you feeling? How are you feeling right now? And for those of you who are cynical and go, really? And tell them about how you feel? Yeah, it's important. It's important how we feel. You know, this weekend is for us. If you're a CODA and you haven't come here, this CODA is for you. This weekend is for you. I don't know if I've ever spent a weekend. Well, you know, what's interesting is that last year I went to 2 conferences. I went to Podcast Movement 2017, and I went to CODACAST 2017. I love the fact that both of them put the year at the end of it. So, but I'm sure a lot of conferences put the year at the end of it, right? So this year it was CODA-HAVEN 2018. In a couple of weeks, all right, I'm going to start driving. The Fiat is circling the wagons here. This guy in his Fiat, he cracks me up. Oh, and the sun's coming out. Wow, it's really late. 5:05 in the morning. Where I am, where you are, it doesn't matter what time it is. Where I am, it's 5:05. So, what was I saying? So yeah, I lost my train of thought. So, but we'll just pick up another train of thought. Yeah, this weekend is for you. It really is. It's all about you, and you should come and you should enjoy it, and you'll love it. You'll feel better possibly about yourself. You'll feel better about life. You'll feel better about many things, or maybe not. One of the things I like to do is definitely, you know, try to tone down the hype. People really love to get into the hype. And what concerns me about the hype, you know, oh, CODA, you got to go to CODA, you got to go to CODA. In fact, I spoke to a woman today who said her friend or somebody said, oh, you got to go to CODA Retreat first. CODA Retreat is the gateway to CODA International. Yeah, listen, there's no right or wrong to CODA. There are no rules, just like in podcasting. There are no rules. You do what you think is best, the best you can, how you can, what you can afford, when is it time. You know, I should probably come up with a list of, I'm not going to say Dave's CODA rules, you know, but, you know, Dave's suggestions, you know, polite suggestions for how to best enjoy CODA. So what's the best way to enjoy CODA? Now that I've mentioned it, let's discuss it. What's the best way to enjoy CODA? Well, the best way to enjoy CODA is to do anything you want CODA related, whenever you want, and however you want. Whatever you can afford, whatever you have time for, whatever you think interests you, whatever is convenient without causing disruption to your family life, to your job. Because if you come here under duress, hey, you're not going to be fully vested. You're not going to be fully involved because you're going to be distracted. And you don't want to be here distracted. You know, if you have a family member that's sick, I spoke to a woman today that didn't come on Wednesday because her daughter was having her 7th birthday party. Okay, well, if you're into birthday parties and you love your daughter, well, there's probably a good reason not to come to CODA on day 1 or the day before day 1 is because, hey, you got to take care of your daughter's 7th birthday. I get that. That makes a lot of sense, and you're a good mommy or you're a good daddy for not, you know, that person's a good mommy for staying home and taking care of their daughter. You know, for me, last year, there was no issues. I went to CODA-CAN and I went to Podcast Movement. There was no issues. I had the finances. I had the vacation time. I had health. Nobody in my family was sick. You know, it was all good. So I think the best way to come to these things, the best way, a suggestion, not a rule, to enjoy it, is to come free of stress, to come free of duress, to come free of of distraction. So you could fully invest yourself and really just immerse yourself is really the word, to immerse yourself in the CODA experience, whatever that experience is, and the experience is different for everyone. The food, by the way, was fantastic today. Let's get on to that. Oh, by the way, if I don't answer your questions, if I don't pique your curiosity, if for some reason I have a train of thought and then I get lost and distracted and I don't finish something, feel free to politely comment here on the Spreaker app, or you can ask me a question, if you want, in iTunes, while at the same time you're leaving a 5-star rating and a fantastic review. You can also tweet me at dumbwithdave, D-U-M-B, dumb with Dave, and or you can also email me at dumbingitdownwithdave@yahoo.com. The food, by the way, at the Marriott really was consistently fantastic every night. Unbelievable food here. The chef, my compliments to. I should probably make a note of it to the CODA leaders, especially the Region 1 leaders, and say, hey, please send out compliments to the chef. What did I have? Brisket. I had ribs, barbecue ribs, brisket, some chicken, mashed potatoes. Oh man, everything that was ravioli, everything that was stuffed ravioli or pasta with sauce and cheese. And I really didn't have a lot of salad, to be honest with you. It's like the first thing when you go to the buffet table. We had buffet style, by the way, which is fine. Maybe some people don't like buffet. They want to be served. Nah, I don't want to be served. I can serve myself. It's like when I go to New Jersey and I get gas. I don't need somebody pumping my gas. I can get my own gas. Although a lot of people seem to really enjoy having gas pumped for them. And I understand that. Cleanliness and all that other stuff. That's good. But once upon a time, you would pay a gas station attendant to pump gas for you. You tip them. You would tip them. But nowadays, whatever. It's a different story. Remember they would do full service? People who are older remember that. Full service. Pop the hood, check the oil. When, cars would burn oil. Now they don't burn oil so much. Top off the windshield wiper fluid and wash the windows and all that good stuff. How many minutes do I have? I don't want to get to the house too early. I'm on my way. All right, so let me pull over and quickly talk about something. Where can I pull over? That's not a good place to pull over. I don't know this neighborhood. How about if I go into the... I'm gonna park somewhere. I'm just driving around Providence, folks. So the food was fantastic. For those of you who've never been to CODA, usually the food is really fantastic. And tonight's entertainment. We had a talent show tonight. We had a talent show, which was pretty darn good. It kept a very good pace, and we had some very talented performances. And and the French contingent came down and they shared a little clip of a movie that's being filmed. It was a trailer to a movie, whether it was a documentary or whatever. I have really no idea where this movie came from. It came from France. It had English subtitles and all that stuff. And then there's a girl in the movie. I'll have to put it in the show notes later on. I won't be able to do it this morning, but I'll put in the show notes later on the name of this movie. I'll put a link to the YouTube video that the French contingent came down. There was like 5 women or something like that. All came in from France, very young. Well, they were young to me. Everybody's young to me, and they lip synced. They sign-synced, I call it sign-sync, I don't know what anybody else calls it, to this really fantastic song that this girl sings in this movie, who's a great singer, and in the movie she has deaf parents. So it was all very appropriate. And that's one of the reasons why I'm calling this podcast, episode 91, CODA is French for no sleep. It's kind of appropriate. I don't know the name of the movie, but it'll be in the show notes. It really touched me. I was crying. It was very sweet. A lot of people crying. A lot of tears today. Again, a lot of laughter, and that's it. But let me just be honest about something here. I always got to throw in a little honesty. I got to throw a little wrench in the works because I know that people like sugar and sweet, and there are people who like honesty. So I'm going to put a little wrench in the works because I'm honest. So I'm not a signer, and I'm not anti-sign by any means. I'm not anti-sign, but I'm not a signer. So here's how I feel about signing. Let me be more specific. Last year, there were several acts. There were several acts in the talent show. And what people did is they go on stage. Now, don't get upset with me, coders. All right, the ones that don't judge. Let me finish, then you can judge. Or let me finish and then don't judge at all. Just go, okay. Yeah, I understand. First of all, I'm not a fan of karaoke. I don't enjoy watching it, and I really don't particularly enjoy doing it. I've done it, and it could be a lot of fun. Yeah, there's a song and you sing it. I get it. Like air guitar. You're air singing, or whatever it is that you're doing. I get it. I've done it. No big deal. It's not my favorite thing. I'm not anti-karaoke, and I'm not anti-lip syncing and all that stuff. But when people get on stage and they sign to a song, and we had some very good songs today. The songs themselves are good. Hear me? The songs were good. One of the songs, in fact, was very powerful. The woman that performed it last year. Everything is good. Everything is powerful. Everything is great songs, motivational, and all this stuff. I wouldn't mind, being on the treadmill for one of those songs. I wouldn't mind, whatever. I get it. I totally get it. Please don't judge me. But as far as signing to a song, like lip syncing to a song, doing sign karaoke or whatever you want to call it, I don't want to belittle it. I'm just saying this. And I get that the signing is beautiful. It's like an art. I totally get it. I just don't enjoy it. I don't hate it, but I can see, but I'm anti-sign. Well, now I just said I'm anti-sign. I'm just not pro-sign because I don't understand sign that well. But I get it. If the words are I say I get it a lot because I do. I just got to be a little bit honest because I know if I say it and it's true to me, and I always feel this way. If I'm an average Dave, not an average Joe, I'm an average Dave. And if I say something and I feel a certain way, chances are somebody else feels that certain way. So what happens if I say something like I just did and 5 people go, oh yeah, me too. I really don't like that part of it. But the other 344 people say, no, we love it. Okay, well then you win. You win. You saw it, you had it, you heard it, and you liked it. Nobody's stopping it. I'm never going to stop sign syncing. I don't even know what they really call it. And I don't want to stop sign syncing. I have the choice to walk out. So why don't I like it? Well, because, singing a song, I get it. But Dave, they're using sign in an artful way. Oh no, I get that. I also can go to the museum and I don't have to like every form of art. I don't have to particularly care for modern art. I don't have to care for finger painting. I don't have to care for art with macaroni. Dave, are you belittling what they do and calling it macaroni art or finger paint? No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I don't have to like Monet. Is it Monet? I don't have to like Pollard. I don't have to like Pollard. I don't have to like Monet. I don't have to like Picasso, although I do really like Picasso. He's like my favorite. And Guernica, of course, is my favorite painting. But really favorite food, like White Castle? No, I guess not. If I had to choose between White Castle and Picasso and, having Guernica, so if they said to me, Dave, would you like to have the actual authentic, original Guernica in your house? Or would you like to have a year's supply of White Castle? Yeah, I'm going to take White Castle. Well, I don't need Guernica in my house. What wall in my prefabricated trailer is Guernica going to look good on? So, understand what I'm saying? All the power, by the way, so I can't say their names, but the 2 women, well, there was a guy too. His performance was a little bit different also. But, and it was fine. It's all fine. Please don't get angry. Don't send me angry letters. Don't sign me angry signs when you see me. If you see me, whenever you do see me. I get it. Yeah, it's just not for me. Right? It's fine. Soccer isn't for everybody. People can like sports, right? People can like sports. I love sports. I love hockey. I love football. Do you like soccer? Oh, no. Oh, Americans love sports. They hate soccer. They hate European football. They hate soccer. Americans don't like watching soccer played to a 0-0 score. It just makes no sense. But you like sports. You like athletics. You like skill. Yeah, all of that. But we have to score. There has to be points. So the analogy is, for the fans of sports, they like scores. They don't like 0-0 games. Well, that's how I feel about sign syncing. I like the songs. I just would like somebody to sing them and not sign them. I'm not saying that's not a talent. I'm saying I don't particularly get excited about it. It doesn't make me feel angry or bad. I just don't get motivated by sign syncing. And even though the songs are powerful, it was the song that they did in regards to not immigration, but to multicultural people in the CODA organization and the world for that matter. I get that. I really do. It's beautiful. So please don't misunderstand me. It's all beautiful. It's just not for me. Well, what else is beautiful? Oh, like a wedding dress. I don't want to own a wedding dress. I know they're beautiful in women. I don't want to own a wedding dress. You get it, right? I can go on and on about all the wonderful things in the world that are great. I respect it and appreciate it. I just don't enjoy it that much. I don't want to wear that. I don't want to eat that. I don't want to go to that place. Dave, you should go to the Brooklyn Botanical Gardens. It's beautiful. Actually, that's not a good example. I would go to the Brooklyn Botanical Gardens. Dave, you should. How about if I said to you, all right, hey, you know what you should do? You should go to the Alvin Ailey ballet, the Alvin Ailey dance troupe. You should go see them. Yeah, but I like ballet. I just don't like Alvin Ailey. Now, I happen to love Alvin Ailey. So you understand it, right? I can go on and on. Okay. I like sunglasses, but I hate Foster Grants. I like Ray-Bans. Okay, whatever. Who cares? All right, folks. I think that's enough. Let's really, where did I go with this? It was a great day. It was a great night. It was a great CODA-HAVEN. My compliments to everybody that volunteered. Everybody was thanking everybody over and over and over again, which is you can't avoid it because there's just so much emotion and just so much gratitude and appreciation and love and support. Yeah, that's it. That's all good. All right, we're all good. Are you good? You satisfied? Did I dumb it down for you? I'm supposed to be asking that every podcast. I don't think I've asked that question since episode 10. Did I dumb it down? I think I dumbed it down pretty good for you. Do you feel a little bit IQ points lower, or do you feel a little bit, you have a greater understanding even though I dumbed it down, right? All right, how many minutes? Oh, wow. So I went a little far, 37 minutes. All right, that's it, right? So episode 92, I might be interviewing somebody actually tomorrow. That would be really, today in a few hours, I might be interviewing somebody. We'll see. He saw me. He he wants to do it. So I might have a guest. Wouldn't that be nice to have an actual CODA guest? All right, and if I do get one CODA guest, and I think it sounds good, maybe I'll hunt a few more. All right? So until then, goodbye, good day, good night. See how I'm doing it slower? Let's do it again. I interrupted. Goodbye, good day, good night, good luck, good riddance, Godspeed, the good rats, and great skills. I got them all. All right. Goodbye, everybody, and thank you very much for listening. I appreciate your support. Don't forget, tweet me at dumbwithdave and email me at dumbingitdownwithdave@yahoo.com. And please share the show, iTunes, right? 5-star rating and a great review. It's very, very important. I can't express to you how wonderfully important it is. It's unbelievably important. It's the most important thing you'll do today on a Sunday. July 1st, can you believe it? July 1st. Now it's 5:21 in the morning. I had to stop driving and pull over. All right, I got to go into my Airbnb, which, by the way, was fantastic. I'll find out about taking pictures of this place and what kind of social media they're okay with me doing. All right? Love you guys. I love you guys. Big hugs. Big CODA hugs from Providence, Rhode Island. Maybe episode 92 will be me driving on the way home with one more wrap-up, or maybe episode 92 I'll have a guest. That'd be nice to have a guest. And we'll see what happens. All right, guys, take care. Bye-bye.